Just breathe, bitch. Don't forget to breathe, bitch. Breathe, bitch. Transform your life. Reach your higher self.
Welcome to Breathe Bitch, the mindful movement, the community. And I just want you to know that you made it. You made it here. It's no coincidence that you're here. There's no accident that you're here. You're here through the diversion of a higher power. We're all here through the diversion of a higher power. There's a reason that you're here, whether it be to hear something I have to say, or maybe you're here because you've got something that somebody else needs to hear to say. So, and it may not resonate with you right now, but maybe a month or two down the road, you're going to hear that thing and say, hey, that's why I was here. Or maybe a little bit longer than that. Or maybe it's going to be the whole experience. You know, I said this plenty of times. If you ever see me on any other platforms, I say this so many times, that life is just a journey. It's a long journey. And throughout that journey, we have a series of experiences. And it's our perception of those experiences, whether those experiences are good or bad. Now, I might experience something and say, man, that's an awful experience I had. Somebody else might have the exact same experience and say, that was the greatest experience ever. You know, and it's our perception of those experiences, whether good or bad. You change your perception, you change your life. And that's one of the things we do here. You know, we're trying to release that highest version of ourselves, find that inner peace, find happiness. My goal here is to hopefully, you know, down the road, somebody looks at you who knows you well and say, hey, you've changed. Something's different. You know, something's about you. You got a spring in your step. You seem more calm. You seem more peaceful. You seem more confident. You seem more powerful. And that's what we're doing here. So releasing that highest version of ourselves through breath work, meditation, wellness coaching, through personal training. You know, I want you to be the best physical shape you've been in a long time, the best mental, most emotional shape. So again, you know, you release that highest version of ourselves. And so this app is about community and about the courses. It's an amazing app, and we're programmed wherever you're, if you're not using the app, you need to download the app, because the app, you're going to get some extra points for that. And I'll explain to you what I mean by that. But the app is amazing. But if you use it on the computer, that's great too. But you definitely want to download the app, because that means the community is always going to be available to you. And it's super important to be a part of the community. That's one of the huge steps about this thing, or pillar about this thing, is being a part of that community. Because you know what? And I hate to say it like this, but when you're around regular people, and I hate to say regular people like this, but when you're around regular people who don't believe in this highest version of themselves and just going to 9 to 5 and just going home and shoving that processed food in their mouth, that poison, you know, it's so easy to fall back in that thinking. And it's wonderful to have this community that you can go back to and say, you know, I'm not the only one that thinks like this. You know, there's other people who want to help other people out and want to release that highest version of themselves too. You know, so that's what this community is about. It's about collective positive energy. And it's so important to be a part of that. And again, you know, you're welcome. You're here. So speaking of community, this community used to be over 1,300 people big and spread out on different communities. And we're trying to converge them all onto this one particular platform right here. We've got about 80 people at this point in time. So, you know, maybe nobody else from the other platforms come over. You know, that's where they want to stay on those other platforms, and that's fine. We're just going to build from here. So, but you're at the ground floor. You're going to be the original OGs of this platform right here. So, speaking of the platform, let's go into the platform. Let's take a look at this. Okay, so here's the platform. Let me walk you through here and show you some of the amazing things we have here. So this is the first page. Up here at the very top, you're going to see these tabs here. This is on all the, this is on the computer, but same thing on the phone app. You see community, classroom, calendar, members, map, leaderboards, and about. First off, let's talk about this cat right here. As you're, setting up your profile with this thing, I believe it's going to tell you about how to get this cat up here. And you might have overlooked it, but it says type in something here in the search bar so the cat will pop up here. If you've already passed that up and you don't remember what it is, maybe put a post about it. I'm gonna show you how to make posts, and I'll put the directions on how to get this little guy up here. But he's pretty cool. He plays music. He wears hats. He's got different attitudes about him. So pretty cool little cat there. And it's quite amusing. Anyways. So here's the tabs up here. So here's the first tab here to the far right is the About tab. And it's pretty self-explanatory. I'm sure you've probably seen this as you're coming over. This tells a little bit about where we're at, where we're going. It doesn't tell us it doesn't show you the whole picture, that's for sure. But it shows you about, where we're going. But let's go over to the leaderboards. This is kind of the important one right here. So what happens is as you engage with things, and matter of fact, when you download that app, you're going to get points for downloading the app. But as you engage in things, you get more points, and you get more points, and you reach different levels. Now, here's one thing. Let's go to this first. So this is something I'm going to do that I don't know if any other one of these does this. Any other programs do this, but each month, whoever is on the top of the leaderboard, and you raise through these leaderboards by being interactive in the community, by posting, by sharing parts of your journey, liking posts, talking to people. So an engagement. The more you engage, the more points you get. So at the beginning of every month, the first day of the month, the first person, when I look at this, the first person that's up here, I'm going to send them a little gift. I may do it for the first top 3. Now, it can't be somebody who jumped up 10 spots because they went and just did all kinds of crazy stuff that night. It needs to be genuine. That's one of the things we do here. We're about complete honesty here, high integrity here. So again, I'm going to send out, and this is going to be just throughout the year of 2026. So it'll definitely be the top person, but I may even do the entire top 3. So there's that. But here's the thing, important I think. So as you go up on this leaderboard and you raise your levels, let's pop all the way over to the classroom. In the classroom, we don't have anything in there yet because, again, we're on the ground floor of this thing. So I could have waited until I got this thing built out a little bit more before I open it up for everybody. But I just figured the community, nothing wrong with getting together and start talking together now. So as we build this out, you're going to be able to access different courses through whatever level you are. So we're not going to have any at level 1, but maybe at level 2 or level 3, we'll have a course available, maybe just to be a basic breathwork course. And as you level up, the course is going to be more extensive, and we'll have, again, courses on meditation, breathwork, personal, development, wellness. There'll be different courses on all kinds of different things because there should be all kinds of different courses. So again, as you level up, the more extensive the course is going to be. So again, that opens up different things. So that's pretty awesome there. So here's the map. Let's take a look at the map. This just shows you where your fellow Breathe Bitch badasses are throughout the United States. And as we get more members, obviously this is going to get more populated. So you can see if you got any neighbors that are involved. So it looks like Kansas. We need to get some. We get to get some in Kansas. No love in Kansas right now, but but we will. Again, we're just at the beginning of this thing. So here's a pretty cool tab, the members tab. I really like this one. And it gives you the kind of like the bio that people put in here about themselves. Being better today than I was yesterday. Heather, I love that attitude. You definitely belong here. There was another one here. I look forward to meeting members of this community. Fantastic, Deborah. That's what this is all about. And just some great ones in there. We've got one guy who loves to ski. Yeah, there we go, skiing. Just some really good ones here. We have one. Where's Sarah? She makes the sweet potato casserole or something. I saw that. I said, oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. So pretty cool information. If you don't have anything in there, fall back and try to fill that out. All right, here's the calendar events. And I should have put that breathwork little event that we had on there. But like I said, we've got, multiple groups split out over different platforms. And I told the one platform in the last minute, I started telling the other platforms. I was like, oh, I should tell everybody. This is where certain events, new events are going to come on the classroom. So you'll be able to see what's happening down the pipeline. So then again, classroom, this is where those courses are going to be. And then community. So let's pop into community and pop down here. And my nagging sense is really kicking it tonight. And I'm really, really glad about doing this tonight because it's a full moon tonight. I got the nagging sense flowing here. I'm really lit up inside about this. I'm really excited about this. So let's pop down here in the community. And as you'll see here, we've got tabs here. It says the gather place, discussion. This is where general discussions will take place. Shine, spot your wins. Now, this is where I want to hear about something that's good that's happening today. Whether, you got a promotion or whether, Whether it's as simple as you just woke up and felt great today, or maybe you meditated longer than you ever have today, and that's a win. Any type of win, just this community will support you. Share those wins. Somebody else might need to hear about your win, so share your wins. Something good that went on for you this day, this week, whatever case may be. Something a little special. So there you go. So that's where that'll fall into. And I'm going to show you how to go underneath each one of these categories and post. Meet your tribe, introductions. And this is where I moved this one post that we had earlier about, let me know where you breathe as badasses are from. So this is where you come in there and introduce yourselves. So this is for new members or even members. Again, we're all new at this platform right now. So go ahead and pop in there, introduce yourselves to say something. So inner rise exercise. This is where, we'll have some exercise tips and stuff. If you've got something you want to share with your exercise, maybe you ran a mile under a certain amount of time or did more sit-ups than you normally would, or you have some sort of light exercise that you want to share with somebody or you heard about, or a stretching thing. So this is where the exercise will be. This is where the physical exercise will be. Then we have nourish and restore. Now this is where we'll share recipes, healthy, mindful recipes with people, or any type of nutritional information, whether it be, type of snacks. Maybe you're on the keto diet, or maybe you're a vegetarian, or maybe you're a vegan, whatever the case may be, anything. I mean, we don't judge anybody. So, that's one thing we don't do here. We don't judge. We only lift people up here. So if anybody's judging anybody or giving anybody a hard time, that's a great way to get bounced out of this movement here. The breathe room reflections. This is where, say you've done a breathwork course, you've done breathwork on your own, or you took in one of our courses up here. This is where you reflect afterwards and say how you feel. Maybe something opened up, maybe your trauma was released, or maybe now you've got to sit with something that was opened up. So this is where we'll talk about that. So, after breathwork, feelings and stuff. And the becoming space, inner work. This is where you'll talk about maybe if you're working on doing some shadow work, or working with your attachment styles. Or if you don't know what attachment styles is, we're definitely going to go into that a lot deeper. I think everybody should know about attachment styles, and we need to work on that. And it all stems from childhood trauma. And you might say, I had a great childhood. It could just be perceived childhood trauma. Attachment styles affects every one of us and every relationship, whether it be a romantic relationship or friendship with our coworkers. So we'll definitely go into that for sure. And then the meditation space. This is where we have meditation questions, or ideas, or maybe maybe you meditated longer than you normally have, and you want to talk about that, or experience that you had during meditation, or different types of meditation that you heard about that you want to share. So we'll talk about that. So that's pretty cool. Now, what you'll do is you'll go in here under where it says to leave the post. So this is where you write something. So you come in here, you put the title in, you're going to put in the subject matter. You can put pictures in and all this and that. But then you'll come drop down here, and this is where you'll put in whether it needs to be in your wins, or just a general discussion, or the exercise, or the nutrition. So recipe, that's where it's going to go into there. So this is how you dictate where your post is going to end up at. So pretty cool platform. Can't wait to get some courses out there for you guys to experience. And let's see, back to the community here. And that's about all we got to share for you right now. As this thing develops and becomes bigger, we're going to share more with you. I'll update this video eventually as well too. I appreciate everybody that's here. I'm so grateful for everybody here. It's just amazing experience so far, and it's just going to get better and better for every one of us. Again, we're all in this together. So I appreciate you. Thank you for watching this video, and we'll see you on the next one.